is named Contoso. This is sample data provided by Microsoft, by the way. So I'm going to bring data from a database from the Contoso subfolder. On the Power Pivot window, please click on From Database and select From Access. From Access. When I click From Access, the table import wizard opens, and I want to navigate to the Contoso subfolder available inside the Power Pivot folder. So I click on Browse, and I go to the Power Pivot folder, and for me, I put it outside, but for you, it's inside Power Pivot. I select Contoso, and I hit Open. Did you find the Contoso folder? Inside the Contoso folder, I have two Access databases. I want to select the first one named Contoso Sales Database, and this is a new format, ACCDB. I select my database and then I hit Open. I hit Next, and the second window is asking me, would you like to select from a list of tables? Yes. And automatically, when I hit Next, I see the list of tables available at the Access end. If you have never used an Access database or a SQL database, you have to know that data stored in tables, whether in Access or SQL, has relationships at the Access end. So when I'm importing multiple tables from an Access database, Power Pivot will try to be nice to me. And not only it will import the tables, but it will also import the existing relationships. So right now, how many tables do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But when I finish the import steps, I will see one extra table corresponding to the relationships. We call it a data preparation table. And because I want to import all the tables, then I'm going to check the box in the upper left corner. When I check the box to select all the tables, then automatically I have an option for assigning a friendly name. There is a very special naming convention in Access, and I don't want to go through that, but the main table having the numeric values to analyze is called the fact table. So I see fact sales. The other tables having the fields used to slice and dice the numbers are called dimension tables, and from here comes the abbreviation DIM. For the regular user, this naming convention is not really important. So I'm going to clear the prefix DIM in all the tables. Just to simplify the name, I'm deleting the prefix DIM from all the tables. And for the last table, which is the main sales table, having all the numeric values, this is a fact table. I'm going to simplify it and make it sales. The sales table is the one having millions of records. So when importing it, it will take a little longer than the other tables. Please hit Finish and see the tables being imported. Now we are in the sales table. We exceeded 500,000 record. Not too much time. 1 million record. 1.5 million record. 2 million records. We are already beyond what Excel can accommodate. And now here is the data preparation table. This is the table having the relationships. To close the wizard, we hit close, and we'll see all the tables side by side in the data model. Take your time, Linda, don't worry. But let me know when you finish importing. Yes, my computer is fast. Let me know when you finish importing the records. Alexandre is getting an error message, and if you can redo, then go ahead and redo it. Who was able to bring all the tables?
The only worry that I have is hopefully it's nothing to do with the pipe or anything.
The 7 tables.
No idea. I don't think so, but
So I want everyone to bring the tables to proceed.
it happens over there.
Okay. I can wait for 1 or 2 more minutes. Otherwise, you will keep watching on screen and redo the exercise at your convenience by watching the recording. Just let me know what you want to do. You may close the Excel file and start Excel again and repeat the import process, Linda and Alexandre, if you want. Maybe it's a temporary problem.
Is that in this number? Is that useful?
Your computer is shocked to see this amount of data for the first time. let me know what you want me to do. I'm fine with whatever you decide. How is it going, Linda? What do you want me to do? Okay, in a new Excel file, go to the Power Pivot, Contoso Sales. Yes, go ahead and get it. Give simplified names. Delete the keyword, the prefix dim and fact, and then finish the import. Hopefully it works this time. Well, for now, maybe it's huge. For the next session, I will have another option for you. I will put all the files in the virtual platform. I just received an email from Global Knowledge saying that they fixed the problem on the virtual platform. So when registering to the course, you got a link to MyGK, and through MyGK, you will be able to access the virtual platform. I'll show you how to do that after the lunch break. Okay. Then I imported the 7 tables in Power Pivot. Channel table, date, entity, product subcategory, promotion, and sales. I want to import another database because in this database I have the product subcategory. But we understand that every group of subcategories belong to a bigger entity, the category. But unfortunately here I have the product, I have the subcategory, but I don't have the bigger entity, the category. And it lives in another database, so I want to go and get it. So I'll follow the same process one more time. On the Home tab of Power Pivot, I click From Database, and I select From Access. Well, a question for those, maybe 3 of you were unable to follow along for an issue with the computer. Would you like to switch to the virtual platform right now and we repeat the 2 steps that we did? Okay, then let me put the files in the virtual platform. Okay, they're already there. They're already there. When you register to the course, you got a link to MyGK. When you go to MyGK, you will see multiple tiles. I don't have MyGK because it's not for instructors. When you go to MyGK, you will see some tiles, among them a tile for the courses to which you registered. If you click on the course name, it will fire up Virtual Lab. For me, I fire it up from here. So I'm going to click on launch, and it's going to build the virtual lab. Once it builds the virtual lab, and although you have a different starting point, we'll be in the same place. Please go to MyGK and start your lab. That will solve the problem for everyone, because you will be working on a virtual machine, not on your own computer. And here is the virtual lab. Once you access the virtual lab, I'm going to show you how to get the exercise files. Please let me know when you start the virtual lab. Sean, excellent. Please give me a few minutes until everyone is in the same location, so we can work all together. To start the virtual lab, you go to the email that you received when you registered to the course. They gave you access to what they call MyGK. When you access MyGK, you click on the course name in one of the tiles. I have never seen them in my life. You click on the course name and it will open this lab. Everyone has access to the virtual lab now. Okay, retry connection. But in case you are happy with the local version of Excel and you didn't have problems, then you can continue working on that. I'm trying to solve the problem for anyone who had issues bringing the data, because it's huge in size. Can you please keep me informed? Very good. Were you able to join the virtual lab? Eric, Michael, Elena, Adam. Well, if you are working fine, then continue working. Were you able to import the first one? I'll be doing this step one more time on the virtual lab, and you can catch up when I finish the step. Okay, that's wonderful. Then I'm going to continue. For those who are on the virtual lab, what you see on my screen right now, this is the virtual lab. That's not my computer. This is the virtual machine. I want to bring the files, although they are available here, so please follow me in bringing the files. You have a tab here called Resources. Please click on this tab. And because for this session I'm using the Contoso files, then I want to bring them on my desktop. How do I do this? There is a drop list on the Resources tab. Click on the down arrow and you will see the different files. Select Contoso and you will wait few seconds for a black notification. What does it mean, the black notification? It means the file is available for you. Click on the black notification. What do you want to do? I want to open the folder. I clicked on the black notification and then I click on Open Folder to view files. And here is the folder. It's a compressed folder. It's a zipped folder. And in order to use the files inside the zipped folder, I have to unzip it. And the easiest way to do that is to double click. So if you double click on it, you are unzipping the file. The final step is to copy this file or this folder, the unzipped folder, to the desktop. And the easiest way to do that is to drag it over desktop. It reads copy to desktop. Let it go. Close the File Explorer, and here are the files in the Contoso folder on my desktop, and I'm ready to go. Are you able to bring the files to the desktop? Okay, work on one side only. If you have both working, don't confuse yourself. Select whichever works better for you. It's totally up to you. I'm not pushing to any one of the two options, whether virtual or local. It's totally up to you. That's your decision. Okay. Now that we brought the exercise file Contoso, I want to make more room. Then I don't need this pane anymore. I click on this little icon in the upper right corner. They call it the burger icon. I don't know why. And I select split window. And I'm going to minimize it. Then I have a better view. Now let's get started with Excel. We are starting the activity from scratch. I click on the Start menu. I select Excel. We are on the virtual platform, so it's asking me to sign in. I'm not going to sign in. I close this window for now. But I have to accept the license agreement. Then I click on Accept. Your privacy option, hit Close. And let's open a blank Excel workbook. You will see a yellow message bar saying that this version of Excel is not activated. That's not my responsibility. It's the responsibility of the IT team at Global Knowledge. Then I click on the Close button on the far right, and I'm good to go. I need to bring the Power Pivot tab, because here on the virtual platform we didn't bring it. So I click on File, click on More, select Options, click on Add-ins, from the Manage Drop list, I select COM Add-in, I click on Go, I check the box for Power Pivot and Power Map, and I hit OK. So now I have the Power Pivot tab added to the ribbon. We want to start our project from scratch by bringing 2 databases and 2 Excel files. After adding the Power Pivot tab to Excel, I want to fire up the Power Pivot window by clicking on Manage. Please click on Manage. Power Pivot opens on top of Excel, and I start by bringing the first database from the Contoso folder available on my desktop. From Database, from Access, I browse to the location of the database, I browse to the location of the database, I go to the desktop, I select Contoso V2, and although I want to bring the 2 databases, but I cannot bring them simultaneously, then I select Contoso Sales, I hit Open, I then click Next, and another Next. I select all the tables by clicking on the little checkbox in the upper left corner. I edit the names by deleting the prefix dim. And I delete the prefix fact. Now that I have user-friendly names, I click Finish. Sales table takes a little longer. And now I have all the tables successfully imported. I hit Close. Did you bring all the tables into Power Pivot? Regardless of which platform you are using, okay. The next step is to bring the product category table, which is in a different database. So I click on From Database. From Access. It's in the same exercise folder, then I click on Browse. This time I'm selecting product categories. I hit Open. And then I hit Next. And another Next. It consists of one single table, so let's improve the name or make it more user-friendly by deleting the keyword dim, and then hit Finish. Then close. And here is my product category table added to the data model. I also have part of my data in two Excel files: Stores and Geography. Where do I go to bring an Excel file? Anyone remembers? Excellent, Elena. From Other Sources. Please click on From Other Sources. Scroll down to Excel. And then hit Next. I click Browse and go to the same exercise folder, and here are the two files that I want to bring. I cannot bring both of them in one step, so I start with the Geography. I hit Open, and before I hit Next, what should I do? Eric, very good. We need to check this box. Use first row as column headers. Please check this box. And then hit Next. Let's give our table a friendly name by deleting the keyword dim. And please hit Finish. I imported 674 records, so I hit Close. And I have my Geography table sitting side by side with the other tables coming from Access. The last table that I want to bring is another Excel table. Then I follow the same exact process. From Other Sources, I scroll down to Excel. I hit Next. I click on Browse. I select the Stores table. I then hit Open. And as we learned from Eric, we need to check this box. I then hit Next. That's already a friendly name, so I hit Finish. I then hit close. And I finished the first step of my project, getting the data. Now I have 11 tables coming from different sources in order to analyze my data altogether. What do you think I should be doing now? I have multiple scattered tables, and these scattered tables don't know each other. I need to create relationship. Excellent, 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 excellent. I need to create relationship. We learned in the previous session that creating a relationship is a matter of drag and drop. I drag a field over a matching field, and that creates the relationship. And this is a valid technique. But when you have a huge project like this one, in some of the tables like the sales table, I have so many fields. And when I switch to diagram view, click on diagram view, on the right side of the Home tab, you will understand what I mean by a complex situation. Look how many tables. I also have a horizontal scroll bar, and this horizontal scroll bar allows me to see the tables that are scattered to the right. In preparation for creating my relationships, I want to see all the tables in one single window or one single screen. Then I'm going to zoom out. I have in the lower right corner a zoom slider. So I'm going to zoom out to see everything. And I'm going to reposition the tables that are scattered to the right by dragging them from their title bar. That doesn't change anything. I'm just repositioning them. Some of the tables are really scattered to the very right, and I'm bringing them all together in one single screen. I can then zoom in one more time. I want to create 4 relationships. Someone will ask, where did this relationship come from? Do you remember when we imported the first database, I told you that at the access end, we already have some relationships. And when we imported all the tables, one extra table was added called data preparation, and this data preparation table brings the existing relationship from the access end. And that's fine. It saves me a lot of time. I would have created the same relationships here in my data model. But I want to create some other relationships with the other tables. And because the situation is very complicated, look at the product table. If I hover over the border and drag how many fields I have. Look at the sales table, how many fields I have. So many fields, and the situation is really complex. Then I'm going to use a different technique for creating the relationships. In this technique, I'm going to use a tabular structure. So I go to the Design tab, and I click on Create Relationships. I go to the Design tab, and I click on Create Relationships. When I click on Create Relationships, it will open a window. What is creating a relationship? Creating a relationship requires selecting the tables that we want to connect and select the matching field in each one of the tables. And that's exactly what I'm going to do here. I have an upper drop list and a lower drop list. When you select any table, you will get a preview of all the fields. And I want to start creating my first relationship between the stores table and the entity table. From the upper drop list, please select the stores table. From the lower drop list, please select the entity table. I get a preview of the fields in each one of the tables. Stores, entity. What's your matching field? My matching field is the entity key. Fields in this window are sorted alphabetically. I click on entity key in the upper table, and I click on entity key in the lower table. That's all what I need to do to create the relationship in a tabular format. I hit OK, and the relationship will be created between stores and entity. Let me confirm. If I go up, here is the entity table, the stores table, I can see a line joining them. I need to create 3 more relationships following the tabular structure. So we'll be repeating for other tables. On the Design tab, please click on Create Relationships. This time I want to create a relationship between geography and stores. So from the upper drop list, I select geography. From the lower drop list, I select stores. And the matching field is the geography key. So I select geography key and geography key. In business intelligence, it doesn't matter. In Access and SQL databases, it matters because one of these tables has a field used as a unique identifier. We call it the primary key, and the primary key has no duplicates. So geography key is the unique identifier for the geography table, and it doesn't have any duplicates. While we select the matching field in the other table, where the same number is being repeated, we call it a foreign key. In business intelligence applications, Power Pivot and Power BI, it doesn't matter. But in Access, it matters. You have to drag the primary key over the foreign key. Did I answer your question? Now I selected the matching field, I hit OK. And another relationship is created, 2 more to come. Please click on Create Relationship. This time, I want to create a relationship between product category and product subcategory. The matching field is the product category key. The matching field is the product category key. I hit OK. one final relationship between the sales table and stores table. Another way to have one of the tables selected in the top drop list is to click on it before opening the window. So I'm clicking on the sales table and then click on create relationships, then sales table is selected already. And from the lower drop list, I select stores. Then I have sales and stores. And the matching field is the store key. Remember, fields are arranged alphabetically. So letter S is toward the right side. I select the store key. And from the lower table, I also select the store key. That's the matching field. Sales table, stores table, the matching field is store key, and then I hit OK, and I would have created the relationships. Were you able to create all the relationships? My next step will be creating some calculations. And to create these calculations, I want to switch view. To switch view, I click on the Home tab, and I want to switch to the Data view. Please click on the Data view. In the Data view, please select the sales table. I have so many fields in the sales table. I want to navigate to the right. And toward the right side, I see the sales amount. Some clients are getting a discount. If a client is getting a discount, we'll see that discount amount in the discount amount column. Unfortunately, some clients return their product, and if they do, I will have a return amount. Sales amount, discount amount, return amount. So what if I want to calculate the net sales? To calculate the net sales, then I need to subtract from the sales amount the other two figures, discount amount and return amount. And I'm going to do that for each row. I'm going to do that for each record. How many records do I have? Look at the lower left corner. Almost 2.3 million records. So when I do it for each one of the records, 2.3 million times, I will end up by getting the net sales for each record. And I want to do that in a new column. Where it says Add Column, select a cell. It shouldn't necessarily be the top one. Select any cell. And that's a common feature in business intelligence applications. You don't have to select the top one like in Excel. If I was in regular Excel, I would select the top cell and then click on this cell reference and then subtract the two other amounts by selecting the corresponding cells. But in business intelligence application, we don't deal with cells. We deal with fields. I'm selecting any cell where it says Add Column, and I start like in Excel by typing an equal sign. When you type an equal sign, you don't see anything happening inside the cell you are selecting. But if you keep an eye on the formula bar, you will see the equal sign, and then I want to select the first field. And the first field is called sales amount. And to select a field, all what you need to do is to type an opening square bracket So when I type an opening square bracket, I get the IntelliSense list, which looks like the IntelliSense list of Excel when you start typing the first character of a function name. Which field do you want? I want the sales amount. You can even shrink the list by typing letter S. And now I can see sales amount, we call it progressive disclosure. So I'm selecting the sales amount, and that's it. In square brackets, I have the first field, sales amount. I type a minus sign, and then I want to subtract the discount amount, and I type another square bracket, and I select discount amount. I also want to subtract the return amount, and I type another minus sign, another square bracket, and I select the return amount, and that will be my calculation. Equal sales amount minus discount amount minus return amount. I'm just using a minus sign. There is no need to use brackets because there is no order of preference in this calculation. The moment I hit enter, close your eyes and think. The moment you hit enter, you will be processing 2.3 million calculation. If you are doing this in Excel, then you have to spend the rest of your life waiting for these calculations to be processed. Please hit enter. There is a little progress bar in the lower right corner, which tells me when we'll be finished. Oh my God, unbelievable. Are you impressed like me? Elena, I selected a cell and I type this formula, and to select a field without typing, and I type an opening square bracket. So I typed opening square bracket sales amount, and then minus open square bracket discount amount minus open square bracket return amount. I'm selecting these from the IntelliSense list, and then I hit enter. Is it working, Elena? Do you still have a problem, Elena? Okay. Okay. I want to delete this column. So I right click, delete column, and it's gone. And I will repeat. Add column. Select any cell under add column. Do you see add column, Elena? Select any cell in this column and then type an equal sign. The equal sign appears only in the formula bar, not in the selected cell. I want to select the sales amount. So I type an opening square bracket. I scroll down until I see sales amount. I can either double click on it or hit the tab key to select it. From the sales amount, I want to subtract the discount amount, and I type a minus sign and I open a square bracket to select discount amount. Either double click or hit the tab key. I also want to subtract the return amount, and I type a minus sign, open square bracket,
What are you doing?
and select return amount.
I'm recording my the lecture from Global Knowledge. It's gonna expire in January.
Oh.
Sales amount minus
She's
discount amount
messages,
minus return
and
amount.
she's like,
Let's hit
Cal
enter.
has told the girls and preferred to plan. They want to go to a restaurant Saturday night. Like, why are you
Did
telling
it
us?
work this time?
If surprise dinner is cancelled, I will let her plan the dinner outside. Yeah, who cares? This is all we need to know is
I actually want to respond and say, "Fuck you, Dunia." That's the level of annoyance I am with her. I'm gonna stop responding to her. She's so stupid. I'm just, and then Rashmi's like, "So are we on for Saturday or Sunday? Is our get together you guys coming to the Kirtan? Are you fucking stupid?"
Are you working on your local computer? Maybe it's a little bit slow.
It's a recording.
Okay,
I'm screen
I'm going to
recording.
leave it
And
open
then I just
so
said my
you
mom's
can
having
do
a
it.
spa. She's invited the Carolyn
If your
family.
computer is a
Not
little
sure who
bit
all is
slow,
coming. Your time is
then
limited
you
to
can
just a
create
weekend,
this
so no pressure
calculation
to attend. Are we
during the
hanging
lunch
out
break.
as
I'm going to
cousins
create
on
one
Saturday
more.
or Sunday?
And
that's
you
the
can
case,
create
we're
this
free Saturday and
calculation. It's
Sunday
very
evening.
simple.
Like,
I'm
why am I
subtracting
everyone's planning?
discount and return amount from the sales amount. I
Like,
don't want you to
space.
miss this exercise.
And then I get this message from
And you know what?
Inderjeet's sister-in-law.
To
that she
avoid
wants to
any
have a baby
confusion,
shower on my
I'm
fucking
going
birthday.
just to rename
Oh
this
my
column
god.
I
by
am actually
right-clicking
contemplating we're on Kavanagh.
and select rename column.
There's one I can't.
What do you
get a
want
break
to
from
name
this
it?
from
I
work.
want to
can't
name
get a
it
break from
net
this. I can't get a break
sales.
from all these things. I'm just like, just
And I hit
leave me
enter.
alone for a second.
I'm not going to create
Babies in your
the next calculation so that you don't get confused. We just created the first one, which is super simple. I believe you understand what I did, but you have an issue because the computer might not be fast enough. So I'm going to stop at this point. Please keep the project open. We'll continue on the same project after our lunch break. Do you have any questions? Any questions? Silence means no questions. So I'm going to ask you a question. Okay, I have a question for you. Are you happy with the course so far? Everyone is happy? If someone is not happy, there is no lunch break. Okay. Okay. You have 1 hour lunch break. Enjoy your lunch.